Welcome back, everybody. You're at the Solomon Project, where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. I'm your host, Richard Burns, and I'm here to tell you that I had one of the most amazing evenings that I've ever had. One of them. And it was thanks to the crew, to the dynamic duo. And listen, let me just say this before I continue. These brothers right here at the Health Color Podcast, I'll leave a link in the description below. The Health Color Podcast, these brothers. And this is the first time we ever interacted personally. I honestly felt like I was at home with my siblings, my cousins, my aunts, uncles. I genuinely felt like I was with family. They treated me like I was a family member. First time. Absolutely amazing. From start to finish, from beginning to end of our meet, of our interaction on the podcast, it was amazing. I mean, we clicked. It was awesome. It was awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that. On the podcast, I mentioned something. I'm going to mention it here. I wasn't going to... I'm still not. I'm not going to do a Whip It Out Wednesday for another maybe 3 weeks. Middle of November, I'll do one. Mid-November. This previous Whip It Out Wednesday that I did, I didn't highlight one of my 3 excuse killers. I call them my excuse killers. One of them didn't chime in or didn't send me any information until after this last Whip It Out Wednesday was produced. I got the information from JB, one of my excuse killers. He sent me images of his portfolio this Saturday that passed. What was this Saturday's date? The 20-something. Check your calendar, because I don't remember. Now, I'm going to show you some images of his portfolio. And it's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So this past Saturday was the 19th. So he sent me this image on the 19th. Or one of the 2 images that you're about to see was sent on the 19th. Prior to that, it was June 7th. So you're going to see an image of his portfolio on June 7th. And now October 19th. I'm not going to wait for Whip It Out Wednesday for you to see this image. Now, a little bit about JB. JB is family. JB is family. Right now, we're more distant than we've ever been because he's in the military. He's been in the military now for, I don't know, is it a year already? Is it going on a year? I don't remember. But it's close to a year. I'm not sure if he's an E5 or not. For those of you who've been in the military, y'all know what rank that is. If you've never been in the military and don't know anything about military rank, you can go ahead and Google the different ranks and check E5, the letter E as in echo 5, E5. He may not be an E5, he might still be an E4 right now. I don't remember. I had the conversation with him, but I don't remember. For those of you who have been in the military, you have an idea as to what kind of salary he's making in the Army. You'll have an idea of what kind of salary he's making. Let me give you a heads up. The amount of money he's making on a yearly basis is, I don't even know how to express it. It's low. It's low. One of the expenses that he doesn't have, that another family member of mine has, that the professor, I sent the professor a link of that particular family member and what their rank is. Very different salary from what JB has. Very different. So JB as an E4 or an E5, he doesn't make a lot of money. Again, one of the expenses that he does not have is children. JB does not have children. JB is not married. JB lives on base. So there are expenses that JB does not have that others might have. However, JB also does not engage in the same type of behavior that his peers of the same rank and age group behave in. Before JB went into the Army, I spoke about a member of the Navy. This gentleman worked fast food restaurants before he went into the Navy. You know, your Kentucky Fried Chickens, your Burger Kings, things like that. Those are the type of jobs that he had before he went into the Navy. He went into the Navy. I don't remember how much time he spent in the Navy. I don't think it was more than a decade. This man, again, like JB, did not participate in the same lifestyles that his fellow sailors participated in. So when he came out of the Navy, he came out a millionaire. Because while others were out partying and doing whatever it is that they were doing with their money, this particular sailor was saving and investing. And when he left the Navy, he left a millionaire. Well, that same millionaire is now a billionaire, and I was watching an interview that was being made while the interviewer was invited on this person's private jet, and it was amazing. Apparently JB took that to heart. He took it to heart, and now I want you to see this. The image on the left is JB JB's account on June 7, 2024. I'm going to repeat that. That was June 7, 2024. $2,709 in his individual account. And by the way, he's using M1 Finance. One of the apps that I've recommended in the past. I can give you a breakdown of how it works and the benefits of using M1, but that'll be at another time, or maybe later on. Now I want you to look at the right. This is the same account as of October 19, 2024. $12,917. 4 months later. 4 months later, he went from $2,709 to $12,917. That's amazing. And judging by that, he took that story seriously. He took that story seriously. Excuse killer. Again, some of us are not single. Some of us have children. Some of us might use that as an excuse, but hold your horses. Because every Whip It Out Wednesday, I have somebody who fits that very same profile. And although he hasn't increased his account to the same degree JB did, he's still an excuse killer because he actually participates. No excuses. No excuses. You can mold your lifestyle to accommodate the use of a powerful tool like the stock market. And as I mentioned in the podcast last night, if you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend that you go and check it out. We're talking about the Health Color podcast. You can make or you can adapt your lifestyle to accommodate for the use of this powerful tool known as the stock market. You can do that. We're not animals. Animals do what they do because that's in their nature. We have more than just a nature. One of our superpowers as human beings is that we can adapt. And if you haven't adapted to accommodate the use of this tool known as the stock market, you're not an animal. You're a human being. You can adapt. You can make contributions. This is not financial advice, but you can create a situation for yourself financially that can potentially help you, shield you against financial crisis. You can do that. You have the ability to have an account and be managed by someone else, or manage it yourself, which is my preference. My excuse killers, AJ, CJ, and JB, they manage their own accounts. They manage their own portfolios. So they don't have to pay anyone else to do it. And all they do whenever they go into their account is just watch their account grow. These are long-term accounts. So there will be moments when it's not looking very impressive. But over the long run, they will have what they never would have had. They will have what they never would have had. Had they ignored anything I've said about what to do with their money, they would not have what they're going to have. They could have been like 98% of the population. In one ear, out the other. Sometimes they express gratitude for pointing them in a certain path. However, they never go on that path. But they're grateful nonetheless. Others will go so far as to mock me for whatever reason. Maybe I don't look the part. Maybe I don't sound the part to them. Some cases I'm not revealing enough. My goal is not to reveal a whole lot about myself. It's not the goal. The goal is to inspire through demonstration. The goal is to make sure you protect yourself by interpreting what's out there with regards to money, finance, investing. The goal is not to impress anybody about me. That's not the goal. Some people do have channels where they suit up. They slick their hair back. They get that look from wherever they got it from. Now, I understand that in the business world, there's a particular attire that's common amongst business people, which is the suit and tie. But this is a channel, and this channel is not designed for me to seek business from anybody. Not the point, not the purpose. The main point, the hood. Why the hood? Because this is the type of information that doesn't get to the hood. When people in the hood go to school, they don't learn about the stock market. They don't learn about the bond market. They don't learn about economics. I remember going to high school and economics was home economics. How to cook, how to boil an egg, how to sew. That was the hood. I was fortunate enough in junior high school to have encountered a math teacher that decided that, yeah, these kids need to be exposed to this. My junior high school in the hood, junior high school 80 on Marshalloo Parkway. Yeah, I had a math teacher, and forgive me for not remembering his name, which is horrible. But his image is etched in my memory. He brought in the New York Times. He showed us where to look in the financial sector. He taught us how to look for a particular company. He taught us what a ticker symbol was. He gave us an exercise that wasn't part of the curriculum for our class. He took a few minutes from that curriculum and had us select a particular company and look for its ticker symbol and look for its price. Understand what the 52-week high, 52-week low was. Look into the company. Read about it. That's the goal of this channel. Make you aware. If you're from the hood, make you aware. Let you know there's something out there. You don't have to be on the street corner living the type of lifestyle where you got to be looking over your shoulder all the time. You've got a tool at your disposal now that was never available to the degree that it is now when I was growing up. Much more difficult to enter that world. Now, it's extremely simple. There really is no excuse. All right, Charles. There were a lot of other things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to save that for the live. So, stay fresh out there. Keep it profitable. By the way, you've been watching my travels along I-80 in Pennsylvania. So once again, stay fresh. Keep it profitable. And you guys can hop in with Kitty and go for a ride.
Arabam Dacia, seviyorum çift kalem aça. Göremedi kimseden fayda. İşler